Welcome to this video. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just gonna flow. I don't have a lot of energy updates. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome. Welcome back if you have. My intention is unity and oneness, the highest levels of love light. Ke woe te stau kuia tu I na o kwa haena. Kuia uiste ne kue ne kua hene te au kua hene te kuiste na ne au aqua. Tue ua he kue na te I kuiste ua hene. Kuiestena, kueti noawa, iu koena. Kue tu koena, tu kue duesta ti kiwa hena. Tisto koe ne tiawa haena. Koe a tiawa ti ki nini o a koe nene awa. Ewe tu kuistena. There are many different ways that we can speak. There are many different things to transcribe. There are many different ways and languages in which we can describe what it is that we are seeing, feeling, hearing, thinking, believing in. Yet the words are given birth from the sound, which is a vibration, which is a frequency, which is a stirring within, if you will, between the I'm seeing the swirls of the ears, the movement patterns in the blood and the heart, the bones. And we become a chemical match, a frequency signature match for that which it is that we are connecting to. In our view, in our reality. We are being invited to clear the sleep from our eyes. We are being invited to wake up from the slumber, so to speak, to let the fires of self-realization, the realization of the higher realms of self, and allowing the death of the old, that of the egoic journey, so to speak, the journey of the hero. I was singing this. We don't need another hero. Also been singing a lot of Rush, which is why I'm wearing a Rush shirt. As we allow that which no longer adds up, as we allow those numbers, if you will, those page keepers, if you will, those pace keepers, those pacemakers. So I'm seeing like a bookmark, right? This is where you have to pay attention. It's like it keeps it in place and you can't go any further. And all the numbers that no longer add up to the wealth that we have truly accumulated. I'm seeing a lot of people asking, where is it all? Where is it? It's within us. This currency that runs through the sea of the star seeds, if you will, the communities, the way showers, the light workers, the grid workers, the communicators, the healers, the channelers, the artists, the doctors, the nurses, the lawyers of the new law, the law of unity, the humans, the way of the ancestors. So many were all written, transcribed, if you will, from the word that came from the one, in the unity, the one in you and me, so that we may have a light on our path, perhaps walk a lighter path, perhaps step lightly, tread lightly, if you will. We are being invited to let go of the need to be bogged down. I always get this reference to the bog of eternal stench from the Labyrinth. I'm seeing there's a lot of people that are just like, I'm melting, like the witch from the Witch of Eastwood? No. Wizard of Oz, but was it the Witch of the East? Anyways, doesn't matter. The witch that melted. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Wizard of Oz. And it's like all this stuff that people have built around them, these scenarios is what I'm hearing, have shifted so much that they can't find their way oftentimes, and they are getting stuck in their own muck. And we're being invited, I'm seeing us walking like across it. You know, they're getting dragged down and they want to grab others down with them because they don't understand that all of that stuff is just stuff. And so it's building up and pulling them. And it might be somebody watching this, might be, I've experienced this, getting stuck in your own stuff, right? But what I'm being shown is we're being invited to just step over it. See it. We're not ignoring it, right? But what we're doing is creating a new path, a new way of walking. We're not stepping on people, but we're not down in the mud that they've created with them. We're aware of it, and we're walking across it, and we're holding out our hands saying, I'm here. This is how I walk. This is how I'm working through this muck and mire. You can too. But we're not saving them, so to speak, because it's their own muck and mire that they have to walk through. What I'm hearing is this will then allow them to see from that lower space that, wait a minute, not only do I have people that are here that have walked this path before, they can show me through example, guidance, through just being us, through us walking our walk, talking our talk. And I'm being guided to share a little bit about that because it isn't always that we're not going to be stuck. There might be some steps that we take through this bog of eternal stench where our foot gets stuck in one of the holes, right? And we may struggle with that a little while. We may not be sure that we can continue to step up. But that's part of this journey. It's part of the process. And I'm hearing we don't need another way home. It's like we are finding our way home. And some of us need to do it how we need to do it, right? Not everybody's way home is the same road. Not everybody walks the same way. Walk this way. Oh, okay, I'm being shown to play with that. So we're being also invited not to tell other people how to walk their walk or talk their talk, because the way I communicate is going to be very different than the way somebody else might communicate. We've all got a different flavor. And that's what makes up the variety, right? The variance in degrees that allow us to, I'm hearing degrease, the degreasers, the dawn of the new era, the new age, the bringers of the dawn. I'm referring to that, but this is a play on words. This isn't just about a particular group, not a particular anybody, that we're being invited to look at the bigger picture. I'm beginning this reference back to we are group, we are Groot, we are all Groot, like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Te kui tia una tia o stikini wahana. Guys, the energies are so crazy right now. It's hard for me to stay in just on a one-track linear mind. I'm very analinear today. But I was seeing, like, keep playing with that, the greasy pan. So we're the degreasers, right? We're the lightning, grease lightning. We're the degreasers that are degreasing that pan. But sometimes the best part is the bottom of the pan. When you scrape off those scrapings after you've made a stir fry or something, that's the best part. Or caramelized onions, and you scrape off those little bits and it gives you flavor for the soup. Some of it needs to be discarded, but you don't want to keep layering over layer over layer, because then it gets harder to clean. And we're kind of in that space where all of us use different sets of characteristics of how we declutter, degrease, defrag. But when we're working on ourselves, on our own, then this helps clear the clutter and grease, cuts through the grease, and allows people to see the light through us. And we might be having a moment where we don't feel like there is any light because we got a grease fire going on. But, or the light would be coming from the fire then, I guess. But we are getting a huge push of energies right now to assist us in I'm hearing a defrag scramble. A defrag scramble stir fry. Sounds delicious. The reason I'm talking like this with these words is it has to do with our senses, food, taste, our taste in everything, literally, not just and figuratively. All of our tastes are changing. How we want to cook, what we want to cook with, the ingredients we want to use, who we want to learn from, how we want to learn, our relationship with food. If we use this food as a metaphor of our entire lives, this is what's going on right now. And we're essentially cleaning the central system, our central channel, And as we do this, there's going to be a lot of flavors that come up that we may not have realized that were there, and they may not agree with us anymore. But they're still there. They're still in the pan because we cooked with them once. We used them once. They were there. So a lot of times they're coming up for us to recognize them. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know, particular thing that I burned on the oven. I'm really being invited to use analogies and metaphors as much as possible. I haven't been doing quite as many videos. It's the communication in which I've been communicating is completely different. It's still changing every day, every day, every day. There's a few similarities. I'm still using my goofy analogies and metaphors. The way that we are communicating with the earth, I'll come key into that for a moment. I might run out of room on here. As these energies ramp up, as these energies change and shift their directional course, the course of action, that which we had been shifting into may also change its course. I'm hearing too many cooks in the kitchen. We are the chef. We are the maestro. We are the one that is creating this beautiful symphony, sifting through those ingredients that we no longer choose to brew, letting go of that which is brewing, so to speak. That which has been churning and churning and churning and sitting, that's never gone anywhere, let it go. Let it lie. I'm hearing that song, is it Lila? La 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 la. Te kushte io kuno no koene amua. Process it. Digest it. Yet in this digestion, if you will, it does not need to turn into another gestation process. For it has already been birthed. We need not birth it again. We need not rebirth. I'm hearing we need not regurgitate it. We need not tell stories that don't fit our vocabulary anymore. Our score, keeping score, is no longer a parcel that we need to hang on to. It no longer is a package. We're being invited to read the transcriptions. Our DNA is singing. Our DNA is talking to us. For it holds codes within it that activate. They are deeply connected to the wiring of the earth, so to speak, the network of the earth, the chemical chambers within our own combustibility, compatibility, combing through. I'm seeing fans. And I'm just seeing this DNA vocabulary coding that is in the process of recombining signature frequencies is what I'm seeing. And I'm hearing it's like a string quartet. And once the string quartet threads its multi-dimensional, multi-layered loops, it allows us to completely get out of the loop, the looping system, the closed circuitry, and into the open geometry, the new circumference, the new true tree, the new tree, new trio. You guys ever seen Hook? Seen Peter Pan? Rufio. Getting back to our true inner child at play. The wisdom of the heart. So I'm seeing that there's this energy. I'm going to end on that note because I'll probably run out of room, but it's like going from 2 to 3 strands to 4 strands. But also in this, it's not just 4. What I'm seeing is it's like a corridor where all of these interlooped and interlaced patterns reconfigure. And then this connects in with each other, our ancestors, and harmonics in the earth. And what I'm hearing is that it radiates out like an electronic maze. An electronic mace. I'm hearing it's going to then neutralize, but also give nutrients to the spiritually emaciated. So this is a play on words, because if you're truly spiritually emaciated and you haven't fed your spirit at all, meaning it's just a complete and total disconnect from everything, then that person is completely shut down and just may not continue or may not choose to continue on this journey. But what I'm hearing is that there's people that are hungry for this deeper, they want it. And their heart is true to it. And it may not be somebody we think it is. And what we think is not relevant anymore. And our feelings, our clues are important, but even that is relative to our own experiences and to our own singularity sometimes. But what I'm being shown is this energy that's coming in will stimulate the senses in such a way that those who were looking or feeling, putting those feelers out there for this boost, that are open to it, it's going to ignite something within them. And this ignition switch then turns on. And all of the key components in the molecular structure then cohabitate with one another. They link up and they essentially form a quantum network the way it was meant to be from one perspective. And it forms this quantum network that then feeds back into, and we could call it a feedback loop. But I'm playing with loop because I've used the word pool a lot, P-O-O-L. What I'm seeing is a loop is within a pool, and a pool is within a loop. So there are certain loops that people get stuck on, but then you need certain loops, like when you're crocheting. And there's certain loop networks, right, that create this consistency that allows us to interact with our entire systemic network like never before. So this is exciting. Some of the things Some of us are already feeling and seeing and sensing this. I'll have to go back to docile programming is shifting. So the way that we communicate and play, the easier and lighter we can feel in this space, the lighter we can allow ourselves to. And I'm being guided to say it's not about being all sunshine and rainbows and love and light. It's just stepping lightly. Don't be so hard on ourselves. Try not to be so hard on ourselves or one another. And that creates a lighter, then we're not trudging and breaking ground. We're just walking on water. It doesn't burden us so much. And if we can just be in that flow where we aren't so burdened by what we think we need to be burdened by, and we can just say, that's interesting. I'm not as upset about that as I thought I would be. Or, that's interesting. That upset me and triggered me a lot more than I expected that to. But in both of those situations and scenarios, not just allowing it to totally envelop you. Being aware and being like, that's okay. That I'm not going into a spiral of, how could I think that? I thought I was better than that. I thought this person was better than that. I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so disappointed in this fill in the blanks. Boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, family member. Political representative, teacher, whoever. It's allowing ourselves, while we're going through this particular stage of activations, to really kind of let everything click into place, because it's going to be, what I'm hearing is it's a discomfort zone. Pretty sure the last year's been a discomfort zone. But what I'm kind of hearing is that it feels uncomfortable to move from a place that seems comfortable into a place that's really actually breaking down the old pattern that was too much of a comfort zone. So it's a big play on words, but essentially there's some people that are too comfortable to move. There's others that think they're comfortable, but they're afraid to just relax, because then it changes their ability to, hi buddy. So it's a little bit of embracing that discomfort, because it's all about flow and movement right now. I mean, it always is, but sometimes we're in a holding pattern. This is more of a space to allow, and I kind of went off into 10 different fields there. These bouts of discomfort are part of the system up-leveling. And so anytime we go through a space of expanding our boundaries perhaps, or moving past a certain barrier that was once perceived as being in front of us, that can bring up a place of a feeling of growing pains is what I was trying to say. So to recap, the DNA is shifting. We're getting help from the earth, the sun, everything is working in unison and together, because it isn't just about us. Everything is wanting to expand and seek from one perspective or be more of itself. And so we're all working with nature on this as well. And our bodies are not meant to just be one thing forever. We all grow and change and morph. So it's a big shift, and it isn't always easy. But we're in it, right? So in love and light, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. There's more. I'm in such a wonky flow today, though. I'll maybe do another video tomorrow. In love and light. Namaste.